it right, we want to know how we can do it better, and more importantly, we want to know what you want in advance, so we just do it right the first time. So recently we did a big survey, and did anybody here participate in the survey? All right, so you already know all the answers, but or at least questions. So we'll just tell you a few of them. So we asked the survey, then we try to adapt to what it is you like for future products and what we're doing, right? So top 5, don't change it yet. Top 5 9 main 6 ponies. Who's number 1? Discord?
Oh.
I'm sorry? Derpy. No pressure, take your time. Yep.
Mod Pie. Trixie.
Wow. All right, what do we got? What were the results? Number 1, Luna. Number 2, Special Pony. I was really surprised that Discord was way down there because I thought everybody was crazy about Discord. Here's the flaw on this though. So, although Luna might be your favorite non-main 6, for cool factor, you might think Discord is the coolest. Or 100% of you might think that Discord is cool, while 18% think that Luna is your favorite. So there's a little bit of flaw there. We have to try to read into it and find out, because I think that everybody thinks Derpy's cool, and everybody thinks that Discord's cool. So kind of balance these things as we're coming up with products. So next question is going to be, what do you want to see in the next expansion set for the CCG? This is real important for us, because we don't know, right? We assume you want new gameplay, but really what you might only want is new main characters, and maybe half the people that are collecting the CCG are not playing the game, but just collecting the cards. What do you think it's going to be?
Dr. Who's main character.
Oh, nice, nice. All right, so what would you like to see in the next set? What's going to be what predict the number 1 answer and win a special card? What do we got? Give me a Derpy card.
Derpy card.
Yes. Be very careful. But you got to predict it right.
I want to see the main 6, the original villains, the Manticore, the Serpent. I want to see those guys.
You want to see new main characters.
Yeah. I want those guys.
Okay.
Dual characters.
Dual characters, love that one. You have that on the horizon, Kathy? Amanda?
Stuff to enable tricolor decks.
Oh, interesting.
I want to see horse wing.
Have we hit it yet? Have we hit number 1 yet, Rob? Because I'll stop as soon as somebody hits number 1.
We hit number 2. The number 1 is...
All right.
More main characters.
More main characters? Yes, sir?
Cards that have effects based on how many characters are either players' homes and discard piles and decks.
Nice.
Did you get that?
I heard it.
Okay. Yes, sir. More characters.
That's it. That's actually it.
Right.
There's no wide answer.
He kind of had it too. It's kind of somebody had named all the villains making their first appearance. And I think there's 6 of those. What's 2 of them?
Then here.
I got this.
Oh, well.
All right. So who just now got that?
Oh my gosh,
For the villain guy. Yeah, this is the villain guy.
Give Gakman that card.
Ian. Give this to the villain guy. Yeah. Who's the villain guy? Yeah, there you go.
With the wild hair. A winner. All right. Anyway, so this is.
If anyone was curious, that's the Eel Aoizoro card. I have an objection about that.
So we also, by the way, have the development team. Part of the development team. And the kids. So these are the results for that portion of the questionnaire. The next one is, what's your favorite episode? So this is crazy because I don't know about you, but if you ask a pony fan what their favorite pony is, you know, every single person can say, "Oh, my favorite is Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash." But do you mean my non-main six? Do you mean in what context? Everybody's got a list of what their favorite characters are. It seems to be the same thing on episodes. A lot of people will just think, "I like them all." I like many of them equally. But we have
Oh, I didn't let you spoil.
All right, who can guess what the #1 response was? Yes, sir. Yeah. How'd you know?
Let's see how you read. See if anyone can read my list.
Ask for number 4.
Yes. What was number 4?
Camelot Wedding.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yes, it was.
Enterplay Wedding Part 1. Who said that?
3 people.
Yes. No, the girl. Who said that?
Third row right here.
Yes.
All right, there we go.
All right. Anyway, so here are the top favorite episodes, and many people said all of them.
Or I can't decide.
I can't decide.
Or why do you ask me these questions? Literally, why do you ask me these questions? Like 7 people said that almost word for word.
I hear these voices in my
But
head.
it's something that Dean and I both noticed is like only like 11 people chose cheese sandwich as their favorite character, and yet Pinkie Pride #1. It's like you all get me too. You like 3 years ago we're like, oh man, Pinkie's the best character, and Derpy's the best character, and I'm done. I'm set. That's it. 20 years from now, who's the best character? Oh, it's Pinkie Derpy. So,
But
get with the times, guys.
This goes with what we're saying is that although it's not your favorite, everybody thinks it's cool. So it's not like I don't think he's earned a spot yet to be a favorite.
Who thinks cheese sandwich is a good character? Who was surprised?
Who thinks it's your favorite non-main? Right. Perfect. Deserves a card, right? Something special anyway.
Yes.
Special foil, I think. Should be. All right, so now we're approaching the next new set, which, by the way, isn't one of these cards a preview from Series? Yeah, I already said that. All right, Series 3 is coming of the Trading Card Fun Packs. We were hoping that this would be the pre-release of that, but every year, same thing. Next year, when we're saying the same thing, we were hoping for Series 4 to launch. Right? Anyway, one of the things that we're going to add to Series 3 is a subset that we're calling episodes or something to do with episodes. And what we're doing is we're going to list, and really this came about because we the idea that we're about to hit 100 episodes. How cool is that? So how do we thought, all right, well, let's do a set for the 100 episodes. And on Series 3, we'll put, since there's been 92 already, we'll put 92 in the boosters, and the second we hit 100, we do a collector's box, and we include the next 8 or something. It's way more complicated to be able to execute. So basically what we're going to be doing, in Series 3, I think we're going to most likely have 52 episode cards. We'll work this out still in the next several minutes. But we're going to have a subset of the episode, so a card that focuses on an episode, and then separately we'll have a bunch of cards that are fun character cards and that. And the reason for that is we didn't want to just do a set with nothing but an episode card and be limited to some fun things and to the way that we want to present character cards, because some episodes maybe Pinkie Pie is the highlight or something. So it's less restrictive, but what we'll do is we'll introduce the first subset of episode cards in Series 3, and we'll do the second subset of them in Series 4. So, but we'll have foil cards, of course. And then we're not going to do gold foils in this set. What we're going to do is lenticular cards. Are you familiar with lenticular cards?
No. Yes.
So lenticular they have a little plastic, you scratch those trading cards before where they look like they're floating in the air. They're almost holographic. Sometimes there's motion. But on this one, most likely it's going to be, so instead of golds, we'll have 8 lenticular cards. The characters will look like they're floating, or the image will look like it's kind of floating. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So there will be 4 in the packs, and the box toppers will be the lenticulars. And then we'll be on the shelf in the next couple months. So with that one, and then this is a work in progress, but the way it looks right now is like this. I can assure you that it will look slightly different when it finally hits the shelf. But actually, what she has right now for this is episode Hunter. So kind of alludes to the episode side. What's that?
Why are they so sad?
You know what's funny is the two main designers that work on the project, Leslie and Dan, usually have, I always thought Dan, I'm like, Dan, why are you always making this, why does it always look sad or gloomy? And it isn't him, it was Leslie that was doing that. and I found out because Dan said, Leslie, why are you making everything so gloomy? And her vision is just so good, so it's like, if that's what she wants, that's what we're gonna have. But yeah, it's fun, huh? And she's a big fan, so she's like, she knows what, she watches the episodes and knows what she wants to have on, make sure that we have the next set and that. And, and we have some new accessories coming. When do these come out, Gail?
Throughout the fourth quarter.
All right, so throughout the fourth quarter, we're going to have new sleeves in both sizes, of course, small and standard, and we'll have some new deck boxes and a couple of play mats. And the one play mat on the left, we just love the artwork from the dog tag set and from the dog tag binder that we really wanted to do more with that. It's vivid, isn't it? It's nice. So we have new accessories on the horizon. And then, of course, we have new stuff coming for the CCG. So we announced it last year at BronyCon. Then we launched it, I believe, on the 10th or 7th or 10th of December. And we launched the very first expansion for it. May 18th was pre-release. Which was Canterlot Nights. And so we've actually got a solid plan for the first 3 years of the CCG. It's not like we just have, we don't have just this set, oh, should we come out with another set? It's really not like that. In fact, I think you guys, how complete are you on set 4?
I mean, we have cards we're working on past set 4.
But how complete are we at set 4 right now?
I mean, it's in development. There's enough, all the cards are written for set 4.
We actually have,
It's pretty through.
we have too many cards for set 4. I'm sorry, I have to talk loud because my microphone's on. We have too many cards in set 4 right now. Actually, the work being done on set 4 right now is actually to cull down to the most exciting cards.
Anyone remember the name of set 4? Work in progress name?
Absolute Discord.
Nice.
Come get it.
Oh, that's tripping.
Because you're wearing my favorite.
Anybody have any idea what the first appearance at Discord will be? He's already shown up.
Yes, you with the blue shirt.
Main character card?
Oh, and what set do you think we put Discord in? You can answer
Book
that.
set. Absolute Discord.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good answer.
I'm going to give that man.
Raise your hand, will you?
Raise your hand there with the blue shirt.
So we have a number of things. It's in sequence, right? So we just go. So the very next, so for the CCG, like we mentioned, is the 2-player game, is the next set, introducing new cards, new gameplay, and it's playable, so 2 people can actually sit down and play it. The very next thing is called Celestial Solstice. This is a deluxe set. It's like a Magic Fat Pack kind of a thing. Pokemon makes them, Magic makes them. And so it's a oversized box that can hold your cards when they're in sleeves. It includes packs, it includes new cards, also a D20 dice so you can use it as a counter, which is kind of cool, and a poster that shows all the cards from Premier and Canterlot Nights, but also is going to include card sleeves, so that are exclusive just to this set. And then one of the coolest things, I think it's on the next screen, is going to be the new cards that come in it, and specifically the 2 main character cards that are going to come in the set.
You guys don't have your camera out. You should be taking pictures.
I don't know. So these are going to be oversized lenticular cards. So they're 3.5 by 5 or something, whatever the proportion is that's for a trading card, and they are any color, which I believe means that you can play a third color. Is that what that means?
Yeah, when Twilight there gets boosted, for each opponent you're playing against, usually one-on-one, but you know, whatever. You choose another color, any color that isn't, well, you can choose purple if you want, and then Twilight also has that color until end of game. So
choose well.
Start building your decks now.
MSRP $149,995.
Every nice. Celestia and her sister.
Yeah, there's also a Celestia card in that. Here it is.
It's not
Ask them, he's asking, is it the same mechanics with the color changing too?
Is it like Twilight?
No.
No.
Rob will read you the text for those that can't see for the boosted stuff.
Don't want to misread it. Yeah, well, basically when you... Oh, come on, why can't I read this?
So
Yes,
who likes
when an Alicorn friend you control enters play, and you have at least one other. So basically when you play your second Alicorn friend, you can boost her automatically. And all your Lunas, Twilight Sparkles, and Cadences, if you have a Twilight Sparkle, Luna, or Cadence in play, all your Alicorn friends are +1 power. So your Alicorn racial deck, which of course will only get better and better as we release more Alicorns, and goes very well with that Nightmare Moon coming up in this is the same product that lets you search for Alicorns from your deck and put them into play.
So basically it's broken.
If you like princesses, it's very broken, yes.
Princess OP.
Wings and horns.
So Dean has the uncut sheet of this is the 2-player and the Celestial Solstice, and I think we might be auctioning this off tomorrow. But this has there are 8 unique foil cards in Celestial Solstice with 3 copies of each, so you can complete your deck. And this has all of those 8 foil cards on it.
I guess all of Celestial Solstice is spoilered now.
Nothing for Rob to post on EQD after you all do it.
You guys aren't going to tell anybody though, right?
Yeah, that's between you and us.
What happens in Baltimore stays in Baltimore.
So I'm going to repeat what's on that sheet again, just so you know. So it has the mains. It has the mains for the 2-player set. And there are specialty names too, so they're foiled on the other side. And then it has 8 unique foil cards that will be in Celestial Solstice, but you'll get 3 copies each. So you'll get 24 foils.
We'll lay it down up there and you guys can take a
But 3
peek at it
copies
when we're
each.
done, okay?
Thank you kindly. Thank you.
So what Gail is saying is you'll have all of everything is a playset in the Celestial Solstice product.
Yep.
So Alex.
Ready?
All right. Okay, so this October is going to be the second expansion to the game. It's called Crystal Games. Yes. So it's around 200 new cards, which include new main characters, and it's focused around
The Crystal Games, the Equestria Games, the Crystal Empire, and some great new mechanics.
Is there anything that we're?
I mean, we can give out the name of the mechanic if you. One of them is it's called Teamwork. That kind of works with some games. You can speculate all you want on what that actually does.
Which we're not going to tell you today.
What's the other one?
Prismatic.
Prismatic. You can kind of that might answer if somebody brought something up earlier what they wanted to see happen. Prismatic kind of gives that away. So it's so colorful. Chris.
Will there be any cards related to stairs?
The anti-gravity spell was actually cut from the set. It made me very sad. Deep sighs.
Hey, wait, you guys don't know what we cut that to make room for. What if the thing we made room for was even
Oh
bigger than
yeah.
that?
Just wait till you see Destiny Drain.
All right, so we're not saying what the new main characters are.
Yeah, we are. Part of
Is it right there?
what that fourth one is.
It's Sombra, right?
You got it.
That got you a free item.
Oh, Frank Sinatra.
Anyway, okay, so the first preview card for Crystal Games is this new special card that we have at the show today. Equestrian Mail Mare.
Oh, we heard
Who plays the game?
I do. So we heard some bad news. The playmats sold out in half an hour. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
There's supposed to be more this afternoon.
Yeah, they'll be arriving this afternoon, but maybe they won't make it to the hall today. But anyway.
How cool is that playmat?
The artist is actually over at Galacon right now signing him, so you can go ahead and announce.
So in this set, we have a number of cards that are Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Can I show it?
Oh, he made
Created by an artist, as opposed to video poses.
That's
Anybody know what that number is? How many cards? No, you're on the spot. How many cards were created by an artist in this set, not from video
In what
poses?
set?
Which set?
Two.
In set 2, how many cards were...
Candlelight Nights, since nobody knows in this next one. Nope, it's one. No, it's one, and it's the one where
Heart's Desire, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
it's called Rock, Paper, Scissors. So in this set, we know that we're going to have at least one, and this is it. So, who is it?
I'm sorry? Oh yeah, Pixel Kitties.
So before we go to just the final thing, we need to do some Q&A.
Oh, are we at the end already?
We'll be here.
I don't mean I'm good. I mean Anybody have any questions that we can answer for you or help you out with? Yes, sir.
So Series 3 is totally confirmed. That's not a question now. Series 4, how far are you planning on going with just the trading cards?
How far should we go?
All the way?
Yeah, we're going to go all the way. We're going to go until people don't want it. It makes sense.
Do you want it? I guess we'll stop at 3 then.
I'm glad that you said that. So what would you like to see us do in a Series 3 or Series 4? I'm going to tell you, there are still a couple more minutes to make a decision change on Series 3.
A really cool part, which I missed, and you guys took it out in Series 2, but in Series 1 you did the buildings and the points of interest. That was really cool, and I know that in this next coming season, Season 5, we're going to explore a lot more of Equestria, and if you guys can do cards about like Baltimore, and just like all sorts of other really cool places that we haven't seen yet, that'd be absolutely spectacular. And
nice. Any other suggestions for Series 3 or 4?
Yes.
Environments in the CCG, environments that affect power, add more or less power.
For CCG, I like to see cards that two cards will be stacked next to each other. They would be in cards, kind of like how you do a Pokemon with a body pack.
Okay.
2-part cards, 3-part cards, 4-part cards. Artifacts.
How about Planeswalkers?
Why don't we just planescape
Card that turns each player's deck upside down.
What was that?
A useful spike card. Is it possible?
Purple spike is useful? Alright, you're welcome to fight me whenever.
Alicorn Amulet Equipment card.
Mike, new Rainbow Dash.
Reprint Troublemakers as main characters. Now, we did mention that Absolute Discord is coming.
Discord main character.
That's slated to be a January-ish product. Lightning Dust or Sunset Shimmer. Yes.
They're in.
Name a card that can't be played. Field critters. So fear critters. So one thing I was wondering on the trading card fun packs is why not make, have you seen 3D holograms where it's like laser etched? When you look into it, something like that would be nice. Translucent cards. Maybe if you overlay it over something else, maybe you could have a portion of character, maybe you lay them over each other and they create other ponies. I don't know, maybe then you put one cutie mark on top of another. Constructible cards, where you actually build something, more pop-up standees. Foil standees has been a suggestion. I'm just throwing a few of the ideas that have been going around the office.
No Chaos Orb. No Chaos Orb.
Non-foil versions of Pinky and Fluttershy from Premiere.
They exist.
You're talking from the trading card fun packs or from Premiere?
Premiere.
Non-foil versions.
What was that?
Non-foil versions.
They exist. They're all in my trunk.
Or at my house. Some of them are at my house. They really actually are. Some of them at my house.
Stay out of my trunk.
That's a suggestion. Yes, sir.
You might want to buy packs of Crystal Games. Or Absolute Discord.
Yeah, you might want to stick around for both those things.
I know how there are a lot of alicorns and cases. How about other types of actors? Like, I know Spike and, I think Spike's the only dragon right now. Or maybe one other.
Buffalo?
Absolute Discord gives us the chance to have people be, or have certain characters from the show be friends and main characters that we never had a chance to do before. So I mean, like, Garble. Who wants to see a Crackle friend card? It's guaranteed. I'm writing it down.
About cards based on the comic book lines.
What was that?
Cards based on the comic book line. We've actually talked to them about that. We unfortunately just seem to never go to the next step in that conversation. I would imagine it's going to happen. Yes, sir.
How about a black and red alicorn card?
Lord Donut. Never heard of him.
I'd like to see handbooks that are a lot easier to understand.
You are with me. You know what? You just earned another card. What was the last card you got? Derpy.
What did she say?
What that's more easy to understand?
A handbook that's easier to understand to learn how to play. So Yak Man just got his third thing from Dave. Nice.
Maybe like a new mechanic for yellow that isn't really focused like on critters.
Cards that de-boost mains.
That was already,
That's included in the same thing as the other direction.
An upcoming set has a work-in-progress card called Table Flip.
Card games on motorcycles.
T-ponies.
What was that?
T-ponies.
Never heard of Shooby-Doo.
All right, we'll do a few more questions.
How many, before Dean asks another question, how many people use Pony Card? Use this?
Ponycard.net?
I write for it.
Build decks.
Let's go with
Seriously, come on.
Yes, sir.
Can we get Orbital Friendship Pin card?
Okay, you guys, in terms of suggestions, instead of suggestions, would you mind if we switch and does anyone have other kinds of questions? Switch from suggestions to other kinds of questions.
Gail already always gets us back on
proper switch.
Taskmaster.
As far as information goes about the series, do you only know what is happening when it's been released, or do they just have everybody heads up?
So we get scripts in advance, and then as soon as the footage is available, we'll get exposed to it, and once we get files well in advance, files of the video well in advance. But Rob's usually our script reader. He reads them first, and somehow we keep. And it's a need to know, right? So these guys need to know, and the graphic designer working on a project needs to know, but nobody else really needs to know. So he's like holding secrets on like what they were doing in this episode. I was just surprised he was keeping it for me. And there were a couple of really good things I wouldn't mind knowing. So we do find out in advance, and but unfortunately not everybody does. So I had a meeting 2 weeks ago, I think, with the guy in charge of the hub, or the creative director for the hub. He's spilling all kinds of things. I had no idea what he's talking about. We should have had Rob there. We would have been really...
Dean, she's had her hand up the whole time and she's never been called on. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to know who introduced you to the show and what gave you the idea to start making cards?
That's a fun question. Ian, could you bring that Twilight Sparkle tin and give that to her? So when we were chatting with our account manager at Hasbro, and he had never seen a trading card, never held a trading card, never saw it on the shelf. He was saying, who buys a trading card? And so we were describing, ultimately, who is the customer for a successful trading card set? He said, wow, that sounds like this new fandom that we're hearing about. So, have you ever heard of this fandom? And so, Gail's in Seattle, I'm in Connecticut, and Hasbro's Rhode Island, but we're chatting, and we're doing a conference call, and when we're conferencing, she and I usually Google chat at the same time, that way we don't step on each other's toes, and we can say, make sure you say this or something like that. So anyways, we start Googling it, and it's OMG, look at this. We're seeing 100,000 views on videos, all of these homemade videos and everything. And we said that is the fandom. So Toy Fair was only a couple weeks away, and we do strips of brands usually in our booth. So one brand, another brand. So we pulled a brand and we replaced it with My Little Pony, and Hasbro said it's like the next morning, it's fine, it's approved. So what we did was we did a banner that said My Little Pony Trading Cards coming this summer. And the designer did a nice job, and the thought was, if people cared, we would do it, and if they didn't, oh well, then who would care? So immediately, a girl shows up, Wendy Epstein, and a friend, and then people are coming back, and then people are saying, can I interview you? And people are taking pictures of the banner, which was so funny. So it was probably 2 hours into the Toy Fair where we said, yes, we are absolutely doing it, we're launching it this June. So at the show, we hired Wendy, we hired Rob, and we hired somebody else who was really into fandom, and just jumped into it, and that's how we started doing it and why we do it.
I started watching the show because I had a little girl, so she watched the previous version. These two actually were fans of the show too.
I have a little girl. I actually watched the premiere episode of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic with my then 4-year-old daughter, and and I enjoyed it as much as she did, and it immediately went on our DVR and we started watching it together. So I've been in from the beginning.
Who's your favorite one?
Oh, nice, Fluttershy. So then, as we got into doing it, by the way, then we saw that very obviously that the core fan base of My Little Pony, or this fan base for My Little Pony, also is into gaming. And so we started working on a CCG and started going at it.
Some people in the back left maybe are getting neglected.
Oh man, I feel like I was just there.
Or can you stop right there, Dean? The next person right there, I just want to say hi. These are my Seattle friends. They've been helping us at all of our Seattle. Looks like they have a question.
Someone has a connection.
Rules support. Do you have any plans to introduce a centralized place to collect rulings on cards? Because we've had, like, on Facebook, I know there's a bunch of strange rulings that no one seems to ever be able to find when we need them.
So we have the comprehensive rule book, and we also have every time that is updated, there is it's an FAQ, but it's called something a little different than that, and that is where those types of questions are answered.
We also have, by the way, because I know this is very related, or a related question, we have software that's going to be launched soon that's going to be able to have online rankings, and retailers can go in and update for tournaments and whatnot.
Yeah, but everything in the comprehensive rules are the rulings that stand for cards. Any other rulings that can't be backed up by something in the comprehensive rules, that's not something that you can count on in a tournament. So you should go by what it says in the comprehensive rules above all else.
Okay, so we have comments on Facebook, for example, wouldn't override those?
Dev comments on Facebook do not override them.
No. If we are contradicted by the comp rules will stand for a tournament.
And most of the things you'll find that contradict are older questions where they've been answered before the rules were changed, or refined is a better answer. We don't change them very often. But.
Something else I would add.
But will we have a single resource where somebody, like a retailer, could go and it'll say comprehensive rules?
Yeah, that's up there now. I can make sure you get the links.
Yeah, we do have a rules page with all of those links on it.
Just a sec, I'm going to add that if you are an expert player who's been a judge or helped us run some of our tournaments and you have suggestions based on your experiences, these guys will be in the Crystal Arena all weekend, and it is helpful for you to come.
In fact, you can play, you guys. You guys are challenging people also, right?
The first impressive session is the three of us once we are done with this panel. So.
Nice.
Okay, so first of all, how did you guys all meet each other? Was it at that convention that you're talking about?
Gail and I worked at Nintendo together, and then we came to Enterplay, and then Rob, we met through Wendy. Trevor used to work for a company that I used to work for, and so there are lots of threads. And Amanda,
I've been involved with that company as well, but in a different context.
Different capacity, but I've known her also since the mid-90s, I guess. So really there's just a thread, usually from me to somebody, or in case of Rob, Wendy to somebody.
So we've already seen some cards that are based off of existing Magic cards. We've got a Black Lotus, Spike has Fire Breathing, and now we've got a Tarmogoyf. First off, what were you thinking printing a Goyf? And second off, who is the one that brings all these ideas in? And was that kind of the fandom that said, hey, let's throw some Magic?
Well, we don't have tribal things, so Goyf is real easy to print in our game. There's no tribal, there's no planeswalker, it's all fine.
All right,
but we actually take influences from everywhere. One of the things I like about My Little Pony is that they have nods toward other fandoms woven into the show, and especially woven into the fandom. So we've been very open-minded about where we take our inspiration from, and we allow our minds to kind of search other properties and other things that have come before, and we put nods to those things.
So in the very first meeting we had, development meeting, one of the one important item that I had in there was I wanted nods to the former CCGs, and wanted a nod to Pokemon. I'm not sure if anybody's found. There's a nod to all of them. And, or I'm sorry, many of them. And I used to sell Star Wars and Star Trek, so there has to be something in there that's going to be a nod. I'm a Pink Floyd fan, and maybe a fan of somebody else. And so there are nods to not only what you're describing, and the Black Lotus card was a must, by the way. That was literally one of the very first things we talked about was this is going to have to be in there and has to be something. I think we only have a couple more minutes, right?
There's another Power 9 in the first set. Anybody know it?
I heard out there.
The actual name of the card.
Yeah, they know it. And if any Magic players out there really like ratchet bombs, stay tuned.
Stay tuned for more.
Do you want to have just two more questions, answer two more questions?
All right, we'll do 2 more questions. You know what? You had your hand up. Yes, sir. And you're the second row.
It's a very quick question. How many Dr. Duke's cards do you think you'll end up making?
13. Don't cheer. That's when we stop making them.
Wait. We can't guarantee that because Peter Capaldi might not continue being the doctor. So if there's another doctor after that, we might think about another one.
What is your favorite pony race, and what is your favorite pony within that race?
Favorite pony race and within that race?
Pegasi and Surprise.
Trevor?
Probably Pegasus and Rainbow Dash, of course.
Amanda?
Earth Pony.
And there's only one of those.
My Earth Pony people. And what else? I can't speak for what Rob is.
Are we automatically closing?
And Applejack.
I do like Rainbow Dash more than Surprise, but come on, Surprise needs props. She's awesome.
Are we
Other than,
I mean, do we have to be out at 12? Is that what it is?
No, we got like 5 more minutes.
Okay.
perfect, but are you,
Because I wouldn't want there's some people that were really putting their hands on heads.
All right, only 2 more.
One more.
2 more.
You've done the CCG, you've done the collectible cards, you've done dog tags. Are there any ideas for any other sorts of sub-collectibles on the horizon?
Oh, I know the answer to that.
You answered it? What's the answer?
In my area, there are actually little, like, tag lits. They're really cool. I have one right now. No, they're super cool.
They're not ours. No, friends of ours made them, but those aren't ours. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. We'll see if we let you show them.
So, they've got...
No, put that down. No, friends of ours made that, and they're sold at Walmart.
Yeah.
In fact, I think they even call them dog tags.
What else do you guys want?
Magnets. Magnets good.
Buttons.
Buttons. Do we like buttons? Bumper stickers.
Danglers.
We have snow globes on the horizon. We have more dice. We're gonna do there's gonna be a whole collection of dice that you can actually have and make and count and play. Hats? Yeah, I don't think you'd have to be probably a CCG hat for that. But hold on.
And who wants custom action tokens? Me too.
That's an amazing idea to make it now.
Do you guys have plans for any expanded organized play beyond store championships, regional championships, and the national championships?
So in the fall, we're going to have a sort of a themed OP every month. We have one starting in September, I believe.
Can you guess what the October one is?
Can you guess?
Guesses?
Is there anything that has
My Little Pony theme?
a My Little Pony theme thing in October?
What is that idea?
Is that Nightmare Nights? Maybe that.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea.
So we're definitely doing that. We'll have higher level events next year, leading into our championships and stuff next year. But a lot of what we want to do is more fun events, more everybody get together and have a good time events. So the first one of those will start in September, and then there'll be that one is not around a specific event per se, not in the show, but we'll have fun. Rob and I have talked about it a lot. And then obviously Nightmare Nights.
Well, so Dean mentioned that we're trying to get our software up and running, which will allow organized play events to be, of course, entered in and have rankings and scores. But we're also going to be acknowledging not just winning. If you've been to one of our OP events, we always reward participating and winning. So we're going to have categories and points that don't have anything to do with straight up winning. I cannot compete with free products.
No, none of us can.
Were you talking?
What's the question?
Down here.
Hey, what's your question? Yeah.
I guess it's a bit for you guys. We're very active on Reddit. How valuable is it for you guys to do the action setting phase for the next sets, for ruling questions? How much do you guys value that? Like, what do you guys get out of that when taking that back to make another set?
We troll the social media all the time for feedback. Reddit's obviously part of that.
One of the actual first admins of that subreddit is one of our playtesters. And he actually brings us a lot of things, like if there's something and he doesn't think I've seen it. I'm also one of the administrators of it. If he doesn't think I've seen it, he actually brings it to us in his playtest reports or when we're just chatting on Facebook. Sometimes at 2 o'clock in the morning. He keeps funny hours, and so do I, so that's good. But we really love doing the Ask Us almost anything, and the tweet chats on Twitter and that kind of stuff. It's actually that's very valuable for us.
I know a lot of us that actually play CCG competitively. We get a lot of our rules from there before anything else, and of course you guys always back it up, like you said, with the comprehensive rules. But I also like the fact that there's a lot of nods and stuff that's not necessarily telling us what's about to come up next, but gives us something to kind of look forward to.
Yeah, I've been called on that quite a few times.
All right, Dale, we have a couple more things you want to talk about for this weekend?
Yeah, and you know what? We're all around all weekend, so if you didn't get to ask your question here in the forum, lots of other chances to say hi, so that will be great.
What's slide 23?
Is going to be Dean's thank you slide, but I'm going to save it. So there's a couple things. I want these guys to talk about what's going on in the Crystal Arena, because there's some other fun, crazy events if you haven't read your schedule closely, and then I'll talk about our other fun event for tomorrow.
King Trevor of the Crystal Arena.
So we have a regular tournament schedule, learn to play events, regional. We have another regional qualifier in a couple hours. We have hoof wrestling every day around noon. It might be 1 o'clock on one day. Hoof wrestling, for those that don't know, is 2 or 3 of the developers will sit down and play. We don't necessarily have time to play everybody, but we will try to play as many people as we can.
At the same time?
Yeah, sure. At the end of each night, we have a kind of a fun insight type event. Tonight, we have a design a card. I'm going to spend some time going through how we design cards. We'll give you a quick Design a Card 101, My Little Pony CCG style.
By the way, that's another thing, is that what we do want to have is fan art cards. So we're not there, but soon.
And then at the end of it, we're actually going to design a card that we're going to put in the set 5, set 6, I don't remember what file, but it'll go through the development process, so the card we designed tonight won't necessarily be printed exactly that way, but we will get a card designed tonight that will get printed, or at least the start of it will get printed later. And then tomorrow night we're running we're calling it Chaos event. It is essentially a bounty event. A lot of the judges and staff are going to play in the event. It is just a 2 or 3 round event. It's a $10 entry fee. Everybody's going to get a starter deck, and you're just going to play. If you play against a staff member, there'll be additional prizes. I am going to host the event, and I will change the rules as we play. So yeah, it'll be kind of fun to be playing, and all of a sudden you get to play every card out of your hand, or all of a sudden all the problems rotate, or stuff like that. So it should be fun.
And we're doing learn to play demos and learn to play tournaments, events just throughout the entire weekend. Make sure to check the schedule. And guys, bring your friends to come learn and play. Everybody who gets a demo gets a free booster pack. I mean, why not?
Also, guys, make sure if you're planning on playing in the 4th regional that you get the updated time for that event. The time that is in your convention booklets is wrong. The time that's on that very pretty 4-color printed flyer is wrong. There was a
what time is it?
There was a small insert that had the new time for that event.
No, what time is the correct time?
The correct, all right, that's my segue. The reason we moved it to 4:45, 4th regional, 4:45 tomorrow, is because of Cardapalooza. So you guys, we're having a party to say thank you to everybody, and it's just going to be crazy. You think how Dean was handing things out right now, that was fun? Like, this is on, you know, the very next level, and all kinds of funny games, and we've dubbed the name of Dean as our master of ceremonies.
Dean Flank Sinatra Irwin.
So please come tell people you don't need to know how to play the card game, you don't have to do anything, we're just saying thank you to the fans, and we're going to pack in as many people, up to 1,000, that can fit in this room. So that's going to be super fun.
And again, free booster packs, but these ones are special. Like, we can't really say how now, but seriously.
All right, we got to wrap up.
All right, wrap it up.
I have one of those packs.
Oh, that's a different pack. that's not it.
Who knows what that is?
It could be any
Party foul.
All right.
Open that up. And
All right, gracias. Thank you very much. Muchos tacos. And,
thanks for coming.